record this. Okay, so now I can read this again since I started the recording. I forgot. So once Tukaramji was away on some business trip with some other businessmen from the same village. He had taken four bulls along with him, and out of those four, three have died on the way due to some illness, which was a great loss for him from short term and long term perspective. Now, the monetary loss associated with the cost of these bulls was an immediate loss, and difficulty he would face in the farming purposes later because of unavailability of a bull, that is a future loss. So, unfazed by these losses, he was unaffected by any losses. So, Tukaramji's chanting of Lord's name went on without any restriction. Seeing his unwavering devotion to the God, people were confused. They started criticizing him. So they started criticizing. What did they say? This Tukaram is causing us great trouble. When it comes to chanting of the names of the God, he does not have consideration whether it is day and night. Din hai ya raat hai, he is least bothered. All he can do is chant loudly and disturb all of us. He does not allow us to even catch a wink at night. We are getting a headache by his loud noise that he makes. Saying thus, they left him behind and marched ahead to do business. So, all other businessmen with whom he was traveling, they just left him, right? And they marched ahead. Later, when his meditation broke, Tukaramji noticed that he was alone in dense jungle. His friends are nowhere, and the last bull was carrying a heavy sack of grains. Due to some reason, that sack from the back of the bull fell on the ground, leaving Tukaram wondering about how to lift it back. Now he doesn't know how to lift that heavy sack. He's alone. As he was thinking on these lines, there was a deafening thunder in the sky. He glanced up and saw the sky covered with clouds, ready to pour its contents on a helpless earth. So it was about to rain. The wind started blowing dust all over. Dry leaves, twigs, dry grass on the ground began rising to the sky and was being blown all over the place by winds from all directions. Tukaramji closed his eyes firmly. It began pouring torrents of rain, and lightning would light up entire place periodically. Whole scene was frightening, and there were strange sounds of wild animals. So it was a very difficult situation. He's alone. The sack has fallen and it's about to rain. The wild animals, the winds. It's very difficult. So Tukaram was disturbed by all this. He began pondering, this whole world is turning out to be too troublesome for me. With whom should I share my grief? I do not have my parents, and my brother is a renunciate. I could not even do well in my business. I'm fed up with this state. I'm fed up with this state. My unworthy life has become an object of laughter for everyone. I have exhausted my entire wealth, and my family exists without anything to eat. My friends have deserted me, and I am all alone here in this unknown forest. Who will help me? What can I do? He began helplessly calling out God. In the absence of anyone else in his life, he understood that only Lord Vitthal could help him now. Now, how he calls out, my dear Lord, now you are my father and mother. You are my brother and my real friend. You are my only well wisher. Out of pain, I may quit my body now. I see no one mine in this world other than you. I do not see any friend, and I do not see anyone ready to help me. I am like an ignorant, helpless child. Who else but a mother will take care of the child? I do not see any other shelter than you uh, any any other shelter than you. If you desert me now, I will become laughing stock of everyone. You are known to rescue your helpless devotees. In this situation, please help me. So this is how Tukaramji takes shelter of Lord Krishna and in this state of life. The Lord comes to rescue. All of a sudden, Tukaram saw another traveler coming his way. The god had heard his cries and had appeared in that form to help Tukaram. He asked Tukaram innocently, what are you doing in this dark, dense forest at this late hour? Tukaram replied, I am a grain merchant. I was on my way and my sack has fallen on the ground. There is no one to help me. I am helpless. Traveler effortlessly picked up the sack and placed it back on the bull. So Tukaramji had a sigh of relief. Now he was being helped. The path out of the forest could not be seen. So Tukaramji was wondering what to do next. So traveler suggested Tukaram, come with me. In this way, Lord personally helped and guided his unflinching devotee out of dark and dense forest. Tukaram, however, could not recognize his dear Lord by the influence of Yoga Maya. So Lord has a Yoga Maya energy. When Lord is even present in front of us, we won't be able to recognize him because Lord covers himself through the Yoga Maya energy. So on their way home, they reached Indrani River. The river was flooded. Tukaramji was worried about his safe passage across the river with the bull. Sensing Tukaram's predicament, traveler suggested that he would go look for some way across the river. Lord placed his Sudarshan Chakra below the water surface, and Lord himself first effortlessly crossed the flooded river, followed by Tukaram and his bull. So he was even helped in crossing the river by the Lord. Once on the other side, Tukaram began wondering, the Lord must have sent this traveler to help me. Otherwise, there was no hope for me in this in this dense forest. How shall I repay this traveler for timely helping me out? These thoughts were appearing in his mind, and see, he saw a wonderful scene unfolding in front of him. There was a lightning in the sky, and this light lit up the traveler walking in front of him. But this time it was something surprising. The traveler had four arms instead of two. Tukaram's joy knew no bounds when he understood that it's his beloved Lord himself. He saw the traveler was wearing shining yellow garments on his waist. He had beautiful necklace, effulgent one with costume gem, with a long garland composed of the flowers hanging till knees. His divine face was beaming with happiness. His bodily complexion, although dark, was shining. So it was Lord Krishna, who gave him darshan. There was a sweet fragrance emanating from his body. Sandalwood paste was applied over his body. There was most beautiful mark of Srivatsa on his chest. The diamond-studded crown over his head was not to be surpassed by anything in three worlds. The bright earrings were casting their shine on his soft cheeks, and his teeth were shining like row of pearls. Anklets around his feet were making sweet sound. Tukaram was astounded by this divine vision. So now what happens? Tukaramji was so happy he had a darshan of lordships. Now Tukaram recognized that this traveler is none other than his most beloved Lord Vitthal. His happiness had no bounds. The Lord was satisfied by his unwavering love and devotion, and therefore chosen to shower his mercy upon Tukaram. Tukaram returned home in an intoxicated state, unable to bear the happiness of personally getting darshan of the Lord. The Lord helped him unload the bull, and Tukaram began patting the bull after a long, tiring journey. Lord disappeared and returned back to Vaikuntha. So, this was a one section of the story that we read when he was having this challenge and how Lord helped him. Now we can write one more. Hmm. The burden of blame. So news traveled fast across the village that the next day that Tukaram was back from the journey and lost three bulls on the way. Wasting no time, all those who wish ill for him came in front of him at his doorstep, like death presents itself to someone during the last moments. Some were rich merchants from whom Tukaram had borrowed money, and some were evil minded crooks who had arrived to seize upon the opportunity to harass Tukaram. So Tukaram was also being harassed by people. He was also, have taken loans. So those people who wanted to get back their money, they were also there. Right? It is often seen crows continuously peck and harass even a gentle cow who sometimes may have a wound. The fact that these people did not want Tukaram to be worry free to chant the holy names of God is not surprising. In past, many saints have been harassed by ill-meaning, cruel people who cannot understand the need for letting go attachments to body and enjoyment, instead focusing on re-establishing lost relationship with Supreme Lord. So ये बहुत गहरी बात है. We also face and go through similar situations in life when we are being harassed by people, when we are remembering God, right? And same thing happened with Tukaram. Of course, there is a difference between our conduct. We get provoked, we get provocated in such situations, whereas Tukaram is a pure devotee of Lord, so he doesn't get provocated. So Tukaram's situation was appearing as if injured swan was being attacked by malicious vultures. Every person who had come there seized upon this opportunity and was doing his every bit to hurl insults at Tukaramji. That what does he do? He keep chanting the name of the Lord. Now see, the bull have also died. How will you give us our money? We want our money back. So they were after his life. So now people are saying, you had four bulls and now you have only one. Have you not yet realized that this bhakti that you are constantly practicing is harmful to you? No one has ever benefited by meditating on husband of Rukmani. Even the likes of the king Harishchandra experienced great pain in life. The famous couple Nal and Damayanti were also followers of Lord Hari. They too suffered great pains during their life. Don't you understand? There is no one exempt from this rule. Give up this foolishness at once. So they were saying that you give up the bhakti because you are doing bhakti, see what problems you are facing. And then they were giving example of all other devotees who have faced the problems. And they are saying, haven't you heard their stories? This is a rule in the bhakti. No one is exempted from it. Basically, they are exaggerating the situations. You are meditating on Lord Vishnu, but don't you feel disgusted by different things happening in your life? Don't you feel insulted by treatment that people are given you? Haven't you already lost all your wealth? Have you regained your senses? Have you not regained your senses? We advise this foolish person so many times that all this is in vain, but he will not listen to anyone. He is suffering himself and making his family suffer with him. He borrowed money from us and is unable to pay back. And he keep chanting, names of the Lord. He has become a shameless creature and does not even feel a bit of shame for this. Different people experience satisfaction in this way by hurting the ego of Tukaram with unkind words. Tukaram was worried about something else. He was not worried about the reputation. He was worried about his family and business to maintain family. With the loss of three bulls, how will he regain his lost wealth? So he thought that I have fully absorbed myself in remembering, chanting the names of the Lord, serving Lord, but my body is still experiencing difficulties while maintaining life. Oh my Lord Vittal, when shall you release me from this misery? Please have some mercy on me. So now he takes up the new occupation. So this will be the last story we will be reading and then we will close. So he takes up the new occupation. The monsoon took an exit when time for next season arrived. Due to scarce rains, famine quickly spread throughout the region. So now famine has also come. So old, young, all were affected. And in this adverse situation, Tukaram could not understand how to solve his economic problem. So he was going through really tough time economically. So he came up with an idea that I will do trading in red chilies. So everyone around would use, red chili for spicing, right, in food. So he anticipated that he can get good prospects by dealing in red chili. With some money at disposal, he purchased 3 sacks of red chilies and loaded it on bull and set out for a trade to Konkan region. So now he started going to Konkan region with 3 sacks of red chilies. The journey was not a problem because he was constantly chanting the name of the Lord while on the way. There was nothing important for him. He was helpless when it come to remembering Lord. So it was so natural for him to remember the Lord, you see. So he wanted to serve the Lord with everything at his disposal. His occupation was just, yeah, this is very important line. His occupation was just some means to carry on in his life. His real dedication of heart was to serve his dear most deity, Lord Vittal. So he somehow wants to survive, but his heart was in majorly in doing what thing? Dedicating himself to Lord Vittal. Whereas we do the opposite. Our heart is mostly in maintaining, not only maintaining or surviving, but in enjoying. And secondary thing is bhakti, secondary thing is dedicating to the Lord. But this is what we learn from pure devotees of the Lord, that they give foremost, topmost priority to Lord Krishna, Lord Vittal. After some days of journey, he reached the seashore, quickly finding a shady place beneath a huge banyan tree near a temple of Lord Shiva. He set up his shop and he waited for his customers. So now his shop is ready. He is waiting for customers. So while waiting for customers also, he is in meditation. He is not meditation as in closed eyes. He is chanting the name of the Lord. He is remembering the Lord. He lost awareness of external world around himself. People gathered around him and asked him, What is the cost of these chilies? So customers have started coming and they're asking for the cost of the chili. Now it's very going to be very interesting, okay? So Tukaramji would reply, "You must be knowing the standard cost of such chilies." So Tukaramji says, "You must be knowing now what must be the standard cost of it. So yeah, you can go for it. So you can pay me the same cost. Please do not feel that I'm overcharging in any way. I'm not overcharging you in any way, right?" So, rice grows abundantly in Konkan region, and so some of the customers exchange their rice for Tukaram's chilies. So some people started giving him, chilies, and sorry, some people started doing the barter system. They started giving him, they started giving him rice in exchange of red chili. So when Tukaram would measure the chilies and hand them over, they would say, "Are, give us some more chilies, na?" So they would, in the barter system also, they will take some extra chilies from him. They would give him rice, but they, after taking chilies also equivalent to rice, they will say, "Give us some extra." So Tukaram would promptly agree and grant them the request, grant them the liberty to take more from his stock. The customers initially they started taking little bit, but they were expecting that Tukaramji would expect, "Okay, don't take more than this." But Tukaramji is so simple. He did not had any objection. He did not speak anything. He was in a different state of consciousness. He was not bothered that someone is taking more chilies from me. So he was not concerned about, profit or loss. They soon realized, the customers, that it is not difficult to cheat this person. This person is not saying anything and he might be stupid or foolish, they are thinking. So they began taking more than they paid for. Now, someone rushed to nearby village and announced to everyone that there is a particular trader who is, giving it very easily. So, they described him as someone that he keeps on chanting the name of the god and is negligent about how much you are paying him or how much you are taking from him. So, this was more than an invitation for a whole village. So, all the villagers gathered at his shop to get from him red chilies. So some cunning villagers were eager to cheat Tukaramji. They thought of seizing this opportunity. So they said, "Your stock looks good. We need a lot of chilies at our home, but we do not have money to pay right now. Please allow us to take our requirement and we will pay you later. We fear that your excellent stock of chilies will get exhausted. No, they will be finished. So we really want your chilies, but we don't have money, right? So we do not want to take a chance." So Tukaram was happy to serve the villagers and he agreed to this proposal. This was all they needed. Just as a hungry animal pounces upon scraps of food thrown at it, all the villagers grabbed whatever they could, while edging others out of their way, and happily marched home with their booty. The thought that this was an act of selfish violence against simple Tukaram did not even cross their crooked mind. So they befooled, took the chilies and forgot about it. With no feelings of remorse, they were laughing also on Tukaram. Two sacks got exhausted in this way. So out of three, two were over in getting befooled and cheated. Just as Tukaram was opening the third sack, he was opening the third sack now, a local ruffian happened to come by and he said, "I need a whole sack of these chilies at my home. I will promptly send you all the money as soon as I reach home. You can ask these other people about my past sincere record. I have never ever cheated anyone in my life." So someone else also came now to take the chilies and the third sack, and he even asked for the whole sack. Tukaram gladly complied, without even a trace of doubt that he was being cheated. In a straightforward manner, Tukaram even requested this buyer to return the empty sack once he emptied the chilies out of the sack. So Tukaramji said that, "Okay, you can give me back the empty sack." With the entire sack at his disposal now, the shameless goon replied with a wide grin on his face, "I need it for storing the chilies at my home." So he even did not give back the sack. "I will send you the sack next year." So a devotee, now here something we must be thinking that, "Oh, what is this? He's chanting the name of the Lord. He can be bit, cunning, or he can be bit alert, we may say. But what it shows about Tukaram ji. A devotee out of his simplicity sometimes is unable to gauge the insincere hearts of the people of this world. Just as sometimes it is seen an animal can protect itself against cruel nature, like flood, typhoon, but is unable to protect itself from a cruel human. Similarly, a simple devotee sometimes is unable to decode the cheating words and actions of a cruel person. A devotee understands heart of a supreme lord, but fails to understand heart of a nasty trickster. So this is the simplicity of a devotee. Actually, devotees of the Lord, pure devotees of the Lord, are pure at heart, and they are least bothered even if they are cheated. I mean, they understand this concept that they are soul, they are not this body. The cheating can happen to somebody at the bodily level, like they'll lose their property, they'll lose something valuable, but actually they will have their soul, they will have their devotion towards the Lord, and no one can take that away from them. So they are concentrated and focused on that part mostly. And also, they fail to understand the heart of nasty people, but they understand the heart of Supreme Lord, and that is most pleasing to Lord. So Tukaram was content with the little rice that he had collected in barter for the chilies, accepting that the Lord was mercifully provided for the needs. So he got some rice for exchange of some chilies, and rest of them went away. He was happy with that. He began cooking this meager amount of rice in small pot. He started cooking it at home, and he was chanting the names of the Lord. Lord becomes servant of his devotee. Now you see what Lord will do. Lord will not let go such people. So Supreme Lord compassionately thought this Tukaram is such a simpleton that he is totally unaware of worldly dealings. Even though staying in this world, he does not belong to this world. The villagers have nicely cheated him by giving him some nominal amount of rice in exchange of 3 sacks of chilies. When he returns to his village later and is unable to pay the debts, how will he face those rich money lenders? Lord is thinking this. So, out of concern for Tukaram, Lord Vitthal dressed himself as an ordinary man and he descended to the village. He approached a villager and said, "Please hand over the required amount to me fast. We have to return back to our village soon." So Lord becomes he becomes a servant of a Tukaram. He does not tell Tukaram. He goes to each home to collect the money which they have not paid for red chili. So भगवान अब सबक सिखाएंगे. So the villager, nonplussed by this appeal, asked, "Who are you? What we have borrowed from you?" Lord Vitthal, in disguise of a servant, said, "I am Vithoba. I am servant of a rich trader Tukaram from Dehu village." Villager said, "Oh, that Tukaram? Actually, he gave us all this for free. If he would have done some measurement, it would be possible for us to pay back. But he did not even measure what he gave us. On what basis shall we pay you money?" So Lord Vitthal replied, "My master always sells his good only after properly measuring. That's why he is called as Tuka by gentlemen from his village." Villagers tried to outsmart the Lord, who is disguised as a servant of Tukaram, knowing well that Tukaram himself did not know how much each one of them had taken. They proposed, "So, all right, tell us the quantity we took from Tukaram." So, villagers said, "Okay, tell me the quantity we took from Tukaram and we will pay that amount to you." Supreme Lord is omniscient. So, he knows everything, he is knower of everything. So, he is aware of everything and everyone. He told each villager the exact weight of chilies they had taken from Tukaram, and to utter surprise of villagers, that was really exact weight of chilies they had at their home. What they could do now, they were caught without shelter. Their cunningness was revealed. So helplessly, they paid the due amount of money to the Lord, who was posing himself as a Tukaram's collector. Now what happens? So this story repeated at every home. So this way, Lord collected money from every home. Lord outwitted each one of them and got the money. Now only one was the that cheater who cheated Tukaram for entire sack, the last sack. So he needed the special treatment. His heart was as hard as some stone. So when grains are soaked in water, even they sprout some, most of them sprout, but some do not sprout because even after long contact with water. Similarly, when dealing with a soft hearted person like Tukaram, That thug was not changed. So Lord approached to that person. He went to his home. In angry voice, he said, I represent Tukaram, the rich trader from Dehu. I am his servant. I have come to collect money from you for the sack of rice you borrowed from my master. Please arrange immediately. How could you collect an entire sack from my master without paying him a penny? My master is waiting for me. I want money right now. So this goon was surprised. He said, Tukaram is my friend. He gifted me this sack out of respect and friendship. So where is the question of money and measurement and dealing of love? Who are you to doubt our friendship? Get lost. So that goon was really tough person. Lord refused to oblige. He said, what will my master think? I cannot go without you. He will think I'm useless, that I came back without accomplishing my task. You have to give me money, I'm determined. So that goon was fast in his challenge. All right, then, I have nothing for you. Let me see how you can take even a single penny from me. Now, this goon said this very clearly. So, Supremely Intelligent Lord came up with a trick as fast as lightning. He took a rope lying nearby and wound it around his own neck like a noose, and confronted the goon with a suicide threat. So Lord gives a suicide threat to the goon. Still, the thick-skinned goon would not budge an inch. Some gentlemen, bystanders, were watching the drama unfold, and they could not take this any longer. So a small group, they gathered around the goon and they said, "Pay this Vithoba." Faced with the reluctance, they beat him up and had him pay the entire amount to Vithoba right away. So logo se pitwa diya. People of the villagers only beat that goon and he had to pay. So the same Supreme Lord on whom Lord Shiva solitary meditates in his heart, whom the yogis try to have a vision in their hearts by profuse austerity, that same Supreme Lord had appeared to serve Tukaram in such a menial way, bound by the noose of his devotees' love. So भगवान जो है अपने भक्त के प्रेम से बंध गए, right? So devotee has extreme love for Lord, and in reciprocation, Lord also has extreme degree of love for his devotee. Such is a uniqueness of Lord's love. With the money in hand, Vithoba changed form into the servant of a local village head, and now he reaches Tukaram. And he said, I have bought you your money, accept it. Sukaramji said, you don't owe me any money. What is this money for? So the Lord said, this is the money all the villagers owe you for the chilies you have sold them. Tukaramji was puzzled. I had distributed those chilies to them myself. They do not owe me any money. Lord said, how can you do this? Do you wish that we, villagers, accept your goods without paying back in return? Basically, they became the head, Lord became the head of that village, the village where Tukaramji was selling chilies. So he came in as a representative of that village to give money. That we whole village cannot take, things from you without paying you. Lord has supplied me enough to maintain myself. Here is your money. Please accept it. So Lord submitted all that in front of Tukaram. He saw the money and requested the Lord, all right, please take 6 coins from this amount and bring me some ghee. So now Lord brings ghee for Tukaramji, and Lord promptly appeared with a large pot full of ghee. Seeing Tukaram's amazement, Lord said, we have everything in abundance in our village. Ghee is available at inexpensive rate here. So Lord disguises in the form of that villager and gives ghee also. Tukaramji accepted the ghee and cooked rice. And when the rice was cooked, Tukaramji asked the Lord, means that villager only, to enjoy it, right? So if he would grace the occasion and accept some preparation, Lord was really happy and more than ready to accept the offering, right? So, not to be left behind, even Lord Shiva appeared there to taste the food that was sweetened by the mood of Tukaram's love for Supreme Lord. And he introduced himself. I am from nearby temple here. I'm very hungry today. Can I also get some food? So Lord Shiva also disguised as some villager and came for food. So Tukaramji was happy to serve both of them. They had a nice hearty meal together. And after meal, Tukaramji offered them tulsi leaf also. Overwhelmed by the love of Tukaram, Krishna and Shiva felt satisfied and left the place feeling immense pleasure in their hearts. And then all the villagers gathered around Tukaram began to accuse him in strong words. You present yourself as devotee of God? Means all those villagers from that village, they came And they said, you present yourself as a devotee of Lord. You could have destroyed our entire village today. You came to take the money. What kind of devotee you are? Initially, you display your generosity and distributed the chilies, and then you send a servant to collect the money. You are a deceitful person. Hearing the allegations, he was stunned. He was thinking that I did not send any servant of mine, right? And then, hearing this, he was astonished. He understood that it was Lord himself who disguised. So, yeah. So, yes, this was the story all about. I exceeded more time. So, this is all due to amazing pastimes of Supreme Lord. Only he can understand what he does for his devotees. It is difficult even for his devotees to understand what he does for him, what he does for them. So yeah, this meeting may close because we have less than a minute. So we can rejoin for sharing our feelings and thoughts. I will send another link. Okay.